Meet goethite. It's an iron mineral that's abundant in the soil beneath our feet, and it's a major component of rust. Because goethite is so common and because it binds to heavy metals, scientists want to better understand how the mineral and its relative hematite could be used to help clean up contaminated soil. Some scientists, like Sandra Taylor, think goethite might even inspire a new generation of rust-resistant materials. But before goethite can be put to work cleaning up soil or helping to make new materials, we need to understand exactly how it interacts with the atoms in its environment, and that's not yet well understood.
We're interested in understanding how these iron minerals form to get a better understanding of how they form in the environment and also how rust forms.
To get a handle on how goethite interacts with its surroundings, Sandra is using a technique called atom probe tomography. This technique aims a laser at a thin needle of whatever material a scientist is studying. The laser is powerful enough to cause atoms to evaporate from the tip of the needle. The instrument then detects individual atoms as they fly off a sample. Sandra and the rest of the team at Pacific Northwest National Lab hoped they could soak goethite particles in a solution containing a minor isotope of iron as a tracer, and then use the atomic probe to see how goethite interacted with those isotopes. But goethite doesn't lend itself nicely to making the needles that an atomic probe needs, so the researchers had to encase their goethite particles in a carrier material, then carefully mill away most of the excess to expose a small chunk of goethite at the end of a tiny, needle-shaped tip. And it worked. They were able to analyze the goethite-tipped microneedle in the atom probe instrument.
We can see how atoms collect on the detector. We can map their coordinates in X and Y and track their location along the tip. And we can see in real time where atoms are coming off and where their coordinates are.
The team's measurements produced a 3D map of the atoms within the mineral structure. Green dots represent the carrier material. Pink is a common iron isotope normally found in goethite, and blue is the tracer isotope that the researchers soaked their sample in. The gray cube is just shown for scale. It's 5 nanometers wide. They found that the tracer atoms from solution didn't just coat the surface of the goethite. They also penetrated more than 3 nanometers into the mineral structure, something that scientists had suspected but never directly observed. The atoms concentrated in several hot spots within the goethite, which the researchers think happens because the tracer iron atoms penetrate into flaws within the material. That could be an important clue to creating rust-resistant structures.
We can then design better materials that can withstand these chemical reactions occurring at metal surfaces and causing them to deteriorate.
Penn State's Christopher Gorski says he thinks the research could have large implications for geochemistry, where a clearer understanding of chemical reactions in minerals could help better interpret past conditions on Earth.